Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Department of Information Technology, we would like to welcome our guests and invited speakers, also the participants, who have joined in the webinar program titled Unleashing the Power of Online Assessment Tools. Now I call upon our HOS, Mr. Mohammad Tariq Sheikh, to introduce our invited guest speakers.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Tariq Sheikh, Head of Section IT, UTAS, IBRA. I would like to introduce Mr. S. Chandra Rakesh Roshan. He is currently working as a Head of the Department of Physics in Rajiv Gandhi University of Knowledge and Technologies, India. And he is pursuing his doctorate from NIT Warangal. He did his master's from MTech University of Hyderabad, and he did his Masters of Science from Sri Sathya Sai University, and he did his Bachelor's from the same university. In his wings, he has Microsoft Innovative Educator Master Trainer for 2020, and he has been awarded for NASA Trainer in 2013 for guiding student for meritorious position in NASA Ames Space Shuttle contest worldwide. Also, he has been awarded with Bharat Excellent Award in the field of education and Young Leader in Science Award in 2018. And he loves to play cricket and badminton. So I hope this is all, Mr. Rakesh Roshan. You can add if anything you want to, please. So floor is yours. Yes, Mr. Rakesh, you can start now.
Yeah, yes, sir. So, good morning, everyone. So, can I share my screen? Probably, I think I'll share my screen and then I'll start. Amit ji, please
Amit, making the presenter, please.
Yeah. Meanwhile, so first of all, thanks to the organizers of this webinar from University of Technology and Applied Sciences, IBRA. Tariq Sheikh ji, Robin, Rohit Vincent ji, and Arul ji. Thanks to Amit ji. So yeah, this is S. Chandra Rakesh Roshan. Thank you for your nice introduction, Mr. Tariq Sheikh ji. Yeah, so probably I think we'll start. So I just wanted to share my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Okay, so yeah, I hope you're able to see my screen.
It's not a chat, sir.
Oh, is it?
It is there, sir. I can see.
Okay, so can I start? I mean, if you are able to see, probably I can start.
Yes, we can see.
All right. Okay. All right. So let me get started. So as we know, because of the times of pandemic, now the online, the classes and assessment is happening online. So now we need to focus ourselves and we need to readjust, our typical traditional teaching. We need to move on to the new normal mode. So as a part of which the teaching is important and most importantly, the assessment of the students is important. So I'll try to tell you a few things, whatever a little bit I know about the online assessment tools. These are all freely available ones and very powerful ones. Okay, so it's like almost zero cost stuff that's readily available. So generally, when we talk about assessments, we talk about formative assessments. So generally, the formative assessments would be objective in nature. Objective in the sense you'll have multiple choice questions, blanks, fill in the blanks, so true or false, or something like that, or drop down, pick one from the drop down. So it will be in this nature. And the advantage of formative assessments, there are different tools, which help us in this. And the advantage of this is that we will get immediate results. So the candidate will submit the answers, and within no time he has the results. And you'll also have, as instructor, you'll also have the results of all of your entire class, whatever is the number. Okay. So that's about formative assessment, generally which happen in objective in nature. And the other one is summative assessments. So typically at the end of the semester or academic year, you will have this, and generally it will be a mix of objective as well as descriptive. So where you will give long answer type questions, or you will give them some write up, give them some question and then ask them to submit back an answer for that, or you will give some tasks, which could be based on the rubrics. You will give some rubrics, the breakup mechanism for the task that you give. So all this is there in summative assessments generally, and for this it's not an instant evaluation that happens. So you need to do a manual evaluation, of course online evaluation. So whatever we are talking about right now is online evaluation. So here also we have some tools. As we go along, I'll talk more on this. And the other one is a gaming assessment. So generally, so we teach, students listen. So sometimes we have to make it more interesting, right? So this is called as gamification. So now your assessment of the candidates, would be in the form of games. Like some fun-based activities you give. A question, it's like a game. Fastest fingers first, something like that. So you'll have a leaderboard where all 50 of your students or 100 of your students are taking the activity at once, and whoever is quicker, whoever is faster will get more marks or more points, and he'll be on the top of the leaderboard. So we'll also try to do one of this in today's session. So this is to make that assessment look more of fun. So though you are considering it under assessment, and that is taken for their credits and everything. So this is one way. And another one is a video assessment. So video assessment is like you have given a video, you have delivered the lecture, and the next day, let us say, the student would go through the video. Now what you wish to do is, so let us say it's a 30 minutes video. So at the end of 10 minutes, you want to know whether the student has understood or not. I mean, he has got the concept that you have taught in the first 10 minutes or not. So what you do, you make assessment as a part of the video lecture, right? That's called as video assessments. So the advantage, in the sense, the advantage of this is, number one, you will get to know whether the student is following the video or not. He cannot skip it. So your settings are such that he cannot skip the video. So at 10 minutes, he has a question, he has to answer it to move to the 11th minute. So no skipping possibility is there. And once again, here also you will get immediate results, and the analysis is with the instructor. So we'll have objective type assessments, descriptive type assessments, gaming type assessments, and video type assessments. So the objective type assessments will have Microsoft Forms, Testmoje, Google Forms. So this I'll discuss today. Descriptive in nature, we can do it through Google Forms and Google Docs. There's an indirect way of doing it through Google Classroom. I'll tell you that. Microsoft Forms also you can use for this, but you need to have a license. Okay. So as I said, I'll focus on the freely available stuff. So wherever, since you people have a bulk license, volume license, so probably you can use this. I'll mention to you as when I'm discussing the Microsoft Forms. So descriptive, I'll talk about the Google Docs, also about the Microsoft Forms. And coming to gaming assessment, there are plenty of them: Kahoot, Quizalize, Quizzes, Mentimeter. I'll be talking about Mentimeter. And coming to video assessments, so we have Edpuzzle. We also have Microsoft Stream. You can also integrate Microsoft Forms into the Microsoft Stream. Once again, this needs to have a license, so I'll not talk about that. But I'll mention, since you have a license, I'll just mention how to do it. So I'll be talking about Edpuzzle, which is a freely available tool. So Edpuzzle is not only to give you a video assessment, it is also something like this. So you have a video, or you have some concept which is being discussed by someone in some part of the world. You find it very interesting. The way he has explained, you find it very interesting, but it's in some other language. Edpuzzle allows you, let us say it's on YouTube, Edpuzzle allows you to take that video and give your voice over to the entire video. So this is also there in Edpuzzle. So as you can see, the tagline is make any video your lesson. So it's as if you are, giving that lesson. Okay. But why did I put it here? I can use Edpuzzle for video assessment. So most probably I'm planning to do the first 3 today. And if time permits, I'll go through Edpuzzle, or I have made some video on Edpuzzle. I'll share it with you if the organizers are okay with it. So there's no problem. So let me get on to the hands-on. So let me just close this. So, and let me start off with Microsoft Forms. So, yes. All right. So first, our aim is to look at the objective assessment, right? So for that, as I said, I'll be using Microsoft Forms. So forms.microsoft.com. So go to your browser, give forms.microsoft.com. You just have to log in. So username, password, it's freely available. So you can give your own, create one username, password in Microsoft. Since you have Teams, it's there. So, or else you just have to create one. So here, new form is there, new quiz is there. Using forms, you can do a lot of things, like you can use it for feedback, you can use it for survey, you can also use it as an exit slip. I mean, so you want to know how you have done in your class, you want to get the feedback from the students, anonymous feedback. So you can use it as exit slip. And right now, since we are talking about assessments, let me limit myself to the assessment parts of it. So I'll click on new quiz. Let me start from scratch. I'll click on new quiz. So, all right. So, okay. So I'm just signing in. Now, the moment you could click on new quiz, you can see this is what is there. So it's untitled quiz. First, let me title it. Okay. So I have given a name to it. You can enter some description if you want. So you can also add some images if you wish. So you can upload the image from the internet, Bing Explorer, or you can do it from OneDrive, or you can upload it from your own system. So I'll not do it right now. This is just for our understanding. So now let me go to this. So now I've given the name, and the next thing is now I need to put some questions. I'll show you some 3-4 sample questions. So now what are the different type of questions that you can have here? So choice, objective, A, B, C, D, something like that. Text, rating, date. Okay. I'll do each one of it quickly. So let me just go with choice. So let me just type in some questions. Maybe I'll do 3 questions just for our understanding. So yeah. So Microsoft Forms is dash tool. So let me give the options. LMS tool, some options, and let us say you can also add options. As you can see, click on this add option. So now I'll say assessment. So all right, and then you have to give points. So how many points? Let me give 1 point. So depending on your nature of your question, you can give 1 point or 2 points. So let us say this is a 5 marks quiz that I'm looking at. So 1 point I'll give. And if there are multiple answers, you can click on multiple answers here. So, and then I have to give the correct answer for evaluation, right? So the correct answer is assessment. So here you have delete option, comment option, and tick, click on that tick. So which is correct answer. So the correct answer you are locking in. And say it's a required question. So required means he has to answer this. So then like this, you can go to the next question. You can put some text. So now you don't want to give choice, you want them to enter some fill in the blanks kind of thing. So some question. So let us say, yeah, example video that we mentioned just now is dash. So he has to give the answers. So now the candidate will give the answers. So you have to add answers. So the correct answer is what was that? Edpuzzle, right? So Edpuzzle. Right? Now students can put everything in caps or everything in small. So now you can add more answers. So for example, see, if he puts it is correct. So you add answers. So like this, you keep adding answers. So 3 or 4 of them. So I'll give 1 point for this. And required, yes, it is required. and then I'll now move to the next question. So rating, because we don't use it in the assessment. So it's like whenever there's a feedback, you have a rating, and date, when is our session. So like that, if you want to put some date, you can put this date. Okay. So choice and text will be using it in a greater detail. We'll be using it more. Now I'll tell you something very interesting that's there in Microsoft Forms. Now let us say you have a different set of students in your class. So some are very smart, I mean very fast, very quick. So now you want to give them an advanced test. Let us say this is a 10 marks test, 5 marks is normal test, and then let us say for the other set of students who are good, you want to give them an option if they want to take that advanced test right now. So now there is one option in Microsoft Forms which is called as branching. So for example, now I'll go to the last question, latest question. Can you see these 3 dots here? At the bottom I have 3 dots. So I'll click on these 3 dots. Now here you will have restrictions, math, and add branching. So restrictions means like numbers, alphabets. So if you ask some math question where the answer is a number, it will not allow you to type in the alphabets, vice versa. So that is a restriction. So math, I'll come to it little later. So add branching. So I am focusing on branching right now. So now I'll add a branching thing. So I should not add branching here because there are no 2 options. So I'll ask one question right now. So let me add one question. The choice: do you take answer test? So you are giving an option to your student if he wants to take it. So answer is either yes or no. So now what you want to do, once he finishes first 2 questions, the third question he'll answer. So now here you have to put, and here you will not give any points because this is just a question to him. So now I'll put branching here. Now do you wish to take advanced test? If he says no, for example, so what should happen? She should go to the end of the form. Now I'll take him to the end of the form. Okay. If he says yes, he should go to the next one. So next, let me put one question. So before putting the next question, or I'll put the next question. So let me add one question here. So some question. I'm just putting it very simple so that we don't waste much time on the question. So okay, I'll say answer is yes, and I'll give this 1 point. All right. Now let's look at the preview. So how does it look like? So how did I go to preview? So let us say my questionnaire is done. Like this, you can put any number of questions. So now I'll preview this. So preview 1, 2, 3. Now you can see the 4th question is not there. Actually, I have put 4 questions. 4 questions. So Google, the 4th one is if the candidate says yes, then only it will take him to the 4th question. So you can see that in the preview it's not there. So for example, now let me just answer it just for my understanding. So Microsoft is a dash tool. Okay, let us say video recording. He answers. Puzzle. And do you wish to take advanced test? If he says no, submit is there. If he says yes, observe this. If the candidate says yes, then the next set of questions would appear to him. This is called as branching. This is a beautiful tool that's there in Microsoft Forms. So whenever you activate the branching here beside the title, I hope you can see these 3 symbols. So that's branch symbol. So you can, so whenever forms, in whichever forms you have this branching, you will see this branching symbol. You can remove this branching if you wish. So if you do not want branching to be there, so you can remove that. Okay. And another thing is you can also put math related questions. Okay. So for example, here you can see math, add branching. So I'll put math. So question is solve this. This is specific to math people or science people where they want to give math in their things. So now you can see, you can put some equations or so let us say you want to find out square root of, let us say something. This just once again for our understanding, that's all. Okay. So the question is square root of 36, for example. So you can put log and other things as you have seen, see log based x by denominator. So all of this you could do. This is preliminary math though, but Microsoft Forms gives you a provision for this. Okay. In Google Forms, you do not have this. So whatever is not there in others, I'm trying to highlight that. Okay. So he'll give you suggested results. If the answer is straightforward, he'll give you the results, or else you can put, so 5 and 6. No, it's 6. Okay, so that's it. So 1 mark and required. Okay. If there are more answers correct, you can put multiple answers. So that's it. Now this I have mentioned preview. You can also have a look at the computer preview. This is the computer preview, how the candidate looks at the test in his computer. This is called as mobile preview. See, so you can see both the previews. That's about preview. Now here you have a responses. Now before going to responses, so you can see one theme here. Preview, next to preview there is a theme on the right side. So I'll click on the theme. There are a lot of themes that are available. Background theme means the background, so you can put any of it, and the beauty of it is you can customize your theme. So earlier this was not there in Microsoft Forms. For example, now I can upload an image. Let me just upload some image. Okay, so don't worry, whatever it is. So now I have uploaded some image. See, it's getting uploaded at the bottom. So now you can see that whatever image I have uploaded, now that is the theme for my quiz, and you can also preview that. See, like this you can put your own university logo or whatever your subject. It's up to you. So theme you can change. So right now I'll just put some normal theme. Okay. So preview is done, theme is done. So now you can start sending the paper. Okay. So send, you say, you can share the link. So I'll copy the link. Before I give the response, before I answer this, I want to show you something more interesting. So next to send, there are 3 dots. Click on the 3 dots. Go to settings here. There is settings, print form, feedback, terms. Go to settings over here. Now this is the beauty of it. So now accept responses. Means if you start sharing the link, it will start accepting. Now the beauty of Microsoft Forms is that you can time the quiz. So start date, end date. So right now it is 1:57. So 9th March. So let us say I want to start the test at 2:15 and I want to end the test at 2:30. 15 minutes. 10 questions, 15 minutes. I don't want my students to copy from each other. If you give one full day, you know what happens. So I'll not say that. So start date, end date, the timing. So you can time your quiz directly. This option is not there in Google Forms. Only in Microsoft Forms it is there. Okay. And yeah, email notification of each response. Whenever candidate submits, you can get an email notification to your registered mail ID. That's there. And thank you message you can put. So yeah, thanks for whatever. Customize this. Thanks for test. Let's meet in next test. Something, whatever you want to write, you can write. Okay, you can customize this. So results, show results automatically. Now this is there in Google Forms also. So you want the candidate to get to know the answers, his marks immediately, you can do that. Okay. So now that I have made these settings, now I'll go to send. So this is the link where I need to answer. So I'll copy this and I'll paste. Now before I paste, I want to tell you one important thing. So Microsoft Forms, unless you have a license, if you have a license, it knows the login details. If you do not have a license, it does not know the login details. So who has submitted the quiz, it does not know. It will show you simply as anonymous. So to avoid that, if you have a license, well and good, there is no problem at all. The candidate's mail ID or license ID would come, his name would come automatically. But let us say you do not have a license of Microsoft Office. So in that case, what you need to do is just add one question. So let us say now I'll duplicate this question. So I'll go back to questions and so here you can see copy question. So it will duplicate it. So now first question, what I'll do is I'll delete it rather, and I'll duplicate this fellow where I have asked, yeah, this I'll duplicate. I'll tell you the reason why I'm duplicating this. And you can change the sequence of the question. So I'll take this question first, up, up. You can take it down, you can move it up. So move question down, move question up, that's feasible. Now what do you want? You want the candidate's name. Required, no points. This does not have any points, right? Next, once again duplicate this. If you wish, if you want to take other information also like email ID, you can take. So now there is no correct answer for this, so delete this. There is no correct answer for this, so delete this. That's all. So now you can see, first you have to give your name. The respondent has to give his name, email ID, and then the test would start. I repeat, if you have a license, this is not required. This mechanism, these two questions, first two questions are not required. If you do not have a license, these two are required because you need to know who has answered. Okay, right. So now that, let's copy this. So Control T. Let me take the test. The form is currently not accepting responses. Why? So go to this settings. Because the time, see, please remember the start time that I have put is 12:15. Right now it is only 2:01 p.m. So it is not accepting. So I'll change this. See how smart it is. Okay, so 2 p.m. So it should be starting. So send, copy, Control T, Control. All right. So now this is the quiz. Let me take the quiz as a student. So Roshan, email ID, whatever. Microsoft Forms is a dash tool. Okay, assessment tool. Okay, I'll intentionally put a wrong one. Do you wish to take advanced test? If I say no, I can submit, but I'll say yes. It is showing me the next set of questions because we have done branching. So Google Forms in assessment platform. Yes, solve this 5. Let us say, and then I submit. So I have given the option in the settings. I have asked that the candidate can look at his results. So view results. So 2 out of 4. Now he'll show me what is the correct answer, and yeah, that's it. That's all. So here responses. Now you go to responses. You will get all the responses. So how many our students have taken, all the responses you will get. You can open it in Excel, you can download it in Excel, and you can look at all the responses, okay, like this for all the questions. Another beautiful thing in Microsoft Forms is, now come to these 3 dots, print summary, create a summary link. Now create a summary link. I'll click on this. Copy. Now what is meant by create a summary link? So your department, you are doing a test for your department students in your subject. Let us say your head of the department wants to know how your students have performed. So now you cannot send all the marks every time, you cannot do it, right? So very simple thing is, give a Microsoft Forms quiz and then give this link to your head of the department, and the moment he clicks on this link, he will get to know what is how many students have responded, what is the average score, and all of that. Every detail of your students' responses, he can just have a look at it at once. So that's called a summary sheet. So this summary sheet you can give it to your either head of the department or principal or director, administrator, whatever. Okay, yeah. So these are the beautiful aspects that are specific to Microsoft Forms. It's not available elsewhere. Elsewhere in the sense Google Forms or any other things. Okay. So branching we have talked about, and timer we have talked about, and summary responses. And you can also download the Excel sheet with all the things. Print summary basically gives you a hard copy. You can do that. This is pretty straightforward. So I'll not spend time on this. So that's it. So this is how you can give a test. You can use Microsoft Forms for assessment. I'll tell you just one more thing and then I'll go to the next one. Text. I'll remove the restrictions. Explain. Detail in detail the concept of LMS tools. At least 3 LMS tools. I'm just trying to write something specific to our topic, that's all. So explain in detail about at least 3 LMS tools. This is your question, but this is a long answer, right? So this has to be a long answer. And your student will write something 5 marks. Okay. So let us say you're also adding this. Okay, required, you have added. So copy. I have a reason to do this. I'll tell you in the next 1 minute. So once again, he'll take the test. Something he'll answer. Don't worry, something he'll answer, okay? And he submits. Okay, and that's it. I'm not going to show you results. I'll go to responses here. So now 2 responses. See, it's filled in. Now if you go to responses, now what I wanted to show you is the last one. I mean, it is not marked because it's a descriptive one. Can you see that? So anonymous response, it's not marked. Please remember, the marking is not done. So I can avoid all of this. How do I avoid all of this? I can avoid all of this if I integrate Microsoft Forms into your Microsoft Teams. So in the Microsoft Teams, you can integrate Microsoft Forms wherein you already have all your students there. So you give the Microsoft Forms there as an inbuilt thing. There you can you can analyze. For example, if I put review answers, see this is auto graded. Look at this. This is auto graded. This is auto graded. This is auto graded. And the last one, explain in detail about at least 3 LMS tools. It's you have to give some marks. So let us say I give 3 marks because I do not have a license. I cannot integrate it with my Microsoft Teams. I cannot give these marks to the student. Please remember this. If you are using Microsoft Teams and in that you are using Microsoft Forms, you give 3 and then say review. It will go and then say give the marks to the students. These marks, whatever you give here, will go automatically to the candidate. His grade would get automatically upgraded. Please remember this. This is very, very important. All those who do not have license, this is not feasible. So descriptive is not feasible. Objective is absolutely feasible. But since you people have a volume license of Microsoft, I guess you can do this. I hope this is clear. Okay, all right. So this is all about the Microsoft Forms for majorly, objective stuff. And as I said, if you have a licensing, you can do you can integrate it not only with Microsoft Teams. You can integrate it into PowerPoint, PPT. You can integrate it into OneNote. You can also integrate it into Excel and whatnot. I mean, you can integrate it everywhere. For example, as I said, you can integrate it into Microsoft Stream. So video is there, your video is there, lecture video. In between the lecture video, you insert a Microsoft Forms quiz. Same concept as that of Edpuzzle. You can very much do it provided you have a license. Since I do not have a license, I cannot explain it to you, but please keep this in mind. And you have other advantages also. You can also have an immersive reader. So it will read out the quiz for the student and he can answer. That's okay. So that's not that important. So even though without license, we can do this much. So please remember this, and it's beautiful. Okay, let me stop the Microsoft Forms. Now let me move on to the next one. That's Google Forms. So how do I do it? I mean, should I take questions now or at the end of it? Probably you can suggest. If you want me to take questions on Microsoft Forms right now, next 3-4 minutes I can take, or at the end of everything I can take. Ornesh possibly could please suggest on this.
We can take it at the end of the session, sir.
All right, thank you.
Because normally the participants will give the questions in the text form only, sir.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you.
sir.
So now Google Forms. So forms.google.com. So yeah, you can create a blank quiz. most widely used, I would say, is the Google Forms. More or less, the features that I have mentioned are there, except for the timer thing and what is the other one? The branching thing is not there. So, okay, I'll just show you two questions here, and then I'll go to the subjective thing. Okay. So, yeah. Click on this, that gets duplicated. Okay. So, what all are available? Short answer, paragraph. Short answer is like we have seen in the previous case. Paragraph, as I said, better not to use because you cannot validate it as such. I mean, multiple choice, checkbox, drop down, file upload, all of these are feasible. So, multiple generally used ones are multiple choice, checkboxes, and short answer. Okay. So, Zoom is an example of, I'll put LMS. Actually, only two questions, that's all. And required. So first thing is you have to make it a quiz. So for this you need to go to settings, collect email addresses. Yes, you can limit the candidate to one response, and if you want you can change, you can shuffle the question order, and yeah, you make this a quiz, and you can allow the candidate to see the missed questions, to see the correct answers, to see the point value. So you can save this first of all, and total points. So what is the answer? Answer is this, and how many points you want to give? So to this you want to give, so video recording, and it is, you can give points here. So if you want you can give 2 points or 1 point. I'll give 2 points. Okay, yeah, that's it. So total points 2. Like this you can fill in, you can add more questions, you can add a question, you can duplicate a question, so you can import questions. So all this you can do. So objective you can do here also. Branching is not possible here, number 1. Number 2, timer is not possible. So for timer, if you want to include timer, then you have to click here. You have to click here. Something called as add-ons is there. Go to add-ons, and then you have to add these add-ons. There are so many of them. Timer is there. You can add that if you wish. I'm not going to show it, but I'm just telling you the options that are available. Okay. And math equations as such is also not there. Okay, there is another add-on that you need to add. I'll give you the links. All this I have done a video previously. Okay, I'll give you the link. So if the organizers are okay with it, I'll give you that link where you can get to know how do I add timer to a Google form, and how do I add mathematical expressions, a log, anything, big expressions, to my Google Forms quiz. Okay, I'm not focusing more on Google Forms right now because my intention is of telling about Google Forms is for subjective assessment, not objective assessment. So I'll stop here for the Google Forms. Now same thing, you can send the link, copy the link, and then give it to your students. That's feasible. All right. Okay, so now I'll come to the point. So now subjective assessment, descriptive assessment in Google Forms. I mean, how do you do it? As I said in the starting, there's an indirect way of doing it. So I can do it only through Google Classroom. So I know you people are not using Google Classroom, but this is the easiest way of doing it. Only thing is, okay, of course you have to add your students to a Google Classroom. That's, I agree that it's it's difficult. Just give me a minute. Once you do that, you can do many things in Google Classroom, but my intention is not to tell you about Google Classroom. It's only to tell you how do I assess a subjective thing. So create a class. For example, I have created a class today morning itself. So online assessments. So I'm not going to tell you about Google Classroom. No, I'll not be wasting your time. So my aim is to. So how many students are there? For example, 2 students are there. You can see I'm the teacher, this fellow is the student. Just keep this in mind, okay? All right. So create. What do I want to create? I want to create a descriptive assignment, right? So assignment. So here title. Okay, I'll simply for our understanding. I'll set descriptive assessment. Okay. All right. So this is, yeah. Okay. So now here I will create one Google Doc. Now here a lot of options are there. If you see, docs is there, slides is there, sheets is there, drawings is there, forms is there. You can use docs or slides. Docs, whenever you give a question and you want them, it's like essay question. They'll write the answer and then submit you back. That's doc. You want to make them, you want the students to make some presentation and then submit you back a presentation on some topic. You can just insert a Google Slides here. Right now I'll explain the docs thing. So either of the cases, either you click on, I'll close this, I don't require this. Either you click on the docs or slides. On the right side you have drop down box. You can have three options. Please look at this. Students can view file, students can edit file, make a copy for each student. What is our aim? Our aim is to, we have given a question, descriptive question, the student would answer it and I would get back, I should get back each and every response of whatever I have written. So there is no point in selecting the first option. He can only view the file. No, student can edit the file. If I choose this, the same Google document everyone will edit. That doesn't serve the purpose. So now make a copy for each student. This is important. So now what it will do, it will create a copy of this Google Doc on the name of your students whoever is there in your Google Classroom. So like this, each one of them would be getting a separate Google document in which they can type in their answers, they can write the essay answers and then send you back. So points, you can give points, let us say it's for 25 marks, okay, 25 marks. Due date, now here assignment in Google Classroom you can give a due date. So now let us say one day I'll give, time also you can give. So tomorrow 2 p.m. is the deadline for them. Okay, don't worry about this topic. Now another beauty of this is you can allow the student to check for plagiarism. You can check for yourself. So check plagiarism. Now only thing is you can have this check on 5 assignments per class. 5 assignments. This is one assignment. Please remember this. Like this per class. In a class you can have all your students. For 5 assignments you can do this. So it's okay. Continue. All right. So now I'll post this in my class. My question is there. So assign. So I am assigning this. Just give me 2 minutes and we'll be done on this and then we'll move to the next one. Okay. So that's it. Now let me log in as the student of that class to whom you have posted this assignment. Yeah, this fellow. So this is a student, okay? Yeah. So now you can see upcoming due Thursday, today is Wednesday. So deadline is there. That's okay. So yeah, click on this. Now you can see my name is there. So this is the Google Doc file and you can see the name of the candidate. Okay. Because I said submit, make a copy for each of them. So now click on that. What are the question, by the way? Okay, I have not given any question. Okay. Let us say it's about ICT tools and your student, let us say he wants to be over smart and he copies it from the internet. All right, okay. So if you want to turn in means submit. So he's not submitting, okay. So if you want, the candidate can submit. It's up to the student. I'll go back to the teacher. So this is my teacher account. Yes, this is my teacher account. Indeed. So this fellow is assigned. Okay. Now please remember the student has not submitted. Okay, he has not turned in, but you can see whatever he's doing. He's halfway. He has just finished it 10%, 20%, 30%, 90%. You can see whether the students are attempting or not. So now this is one aspect. Number one, assume that he has submitted. So this is the student and yeah, and turn in. So let us say he submits this. Turn in. So the student has submitted the assignment. So now this is my, so this fellow is submitted. Now you can see the originality report. This is my teacher account. You can see it is telling me that there is one flagged passage. You can click on that. He is running the originality plagiarism report, and now he is saying that your student has copied it from this, where, from igi-global.com. Now he gives you a plagiarized report of this. That's the beauty of the subjective assignment through Google Docs in Google Classroom, and accordingly you can give them whatever 2 marks, and then you return means give the marks to the students. That's all. So 2 things: before he submits, you can get to know whether he is attempting or not, and what is his progress, what is his direction, that you can see for your students if you are interested. Number 2, plagiarism, whether he has copied it and from where he has copied it, all of that you can see, you can check using this Google Docs, but you have to do this in Google Classroom. That's the only disadvantage I would say, but I don't mind creating a Google Classroom because this has so many features for subjective assessment like this. I cannot do it elsewhere. Of course, I have told you in Microsoft Forms also I can do, provided I have a license. I do not have a license. Most of the people generally don't have licenses, so I prefer this. Okay, so that's all. So I have talked about the Google Forms and Google Docs in Google Classroom for subjective assessments. Let me close all of this. All right. So now I'll do one thing. So it's can someone please tell me, if you do not mind, how much more time do I have?
Can go, it's still more than 10-15 minutes is there, sir.
More than 10-15 minutes is there.
Yes,
okay, right. Okay. So the next one is a gaming assessment. So for that, what I'll do is I will make you play a game. So I hope it is okay. I mean, whoever is there can just play it. So what I want you to do is, so whoever is, please open the small activity. You can make your students do right now for understanding, how it works. So I was told you are using Kahoot. Mentimeter is also really good. So we'll play a quick game. This gives us an idea of the gaming assessment. So whoever is viewing now, so please in your desktop or laptop or mobile, please go to www.menti.com. I repeat, please go to www.menti.com. First, I'll show you how does a gaming assessment look like, how fun it is. Then I'll tell you how to make it. Okay. So please go to www.menti.com. I think it will be asking you a code there if you have gone there, and please enter 36631497. I repeat, enter the code. It's on my screen also. If you're not able to get what I'm saying, please look at the screen. Go to www.menti.com and use the code 36631497. All right. Okay. So now I will start the quiz. All right, so there are 2 students who have joined right now. It's okay. I'll start the quiz. Please take the quiz. 3 of them are here. Please take the quiz. All the these are steps. Just follow them. So look at your phone or desktop or laptop. The first question is, you can time these questions. Okay. For example, I have given 15 seconds for this question. Depending on your class strength, you can give time. Okay. So 15 seconds is over and I've got answers. No problem. The correct answer is this. Let me go to the next question now. I have put only 4 questions. Take the second question. Now this is fastest fingers first. Who will answer fast will get more points. I repeat, who answer fast will get more points. So what is the example of video assessment tool that we mentioned today? Video assessment tool that you have mentioned today. Yes, hand it up. That 8% correct, 20 is wrong. Correct answer is 8% right. That's right. You can students playing like this. Okay. So leaderboard. So, as a leaderboard, at the top of the leader. Question you can take. Question is, yes, yes. No, what yes? Eight of you have responded. Yes. Uh, but this is the last question. Please answer this. See, there is a background music. You can play the background music in the test, or you can avoid it. It's up to you. All the settings are with you. Okay. So the following are the free assessment platforms: Google Forms, Microsoft Forms, Testmos, all of the above. Okay. So 6 of you have responded so far. All right. So I'll show you the answer. So I think the questions are over, and this is the final result tally. The leaderboard have MP leading. So congratulations, MP. All right, I'll stop this. All right. So yeah. So this is how the Mentimeter looks like. Okay. It's very simple. You can. So here on the left side you have add, slide, import. So you can start if you want to start from scratch. I'll go to home. Excuse. So new presentation. Okay. You want to start a new presentation. So I said sample presentation. How do I make this quiz? How do we make this quiz as teachers? Choose a slide type. You want it to be multiple choice or scaling, ranking. There are so many. Select answer, type answer. I'll say multiple choice. I'll show you for 1-2 questions. That's enough. What is your question? Zoom is an example of.
Hello, sir.
If you want to add more options, you can add here. Add another option and so on. You can do this. Okay. So yeah, 2 are enough. Show correct answers. So what is the correct answer? You have to click here. You have to give the answer, right? So video recording is the correct answer. Okay. So next. So that's it. One question is over. Now go to next one. Add slide. Just on the top you have add slide. Second question. Select answer. Okay. So any other question? Which gaming assessment are we playing now? Okay, that's pretty. This and Mentimeter. Time to answer. I was telling you, right? You can give a timer, so 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Now you want to give music, so if you want to avoid that, fastest correct answer get more points, you can put, or you can avoid it. And you can put a music also, choose quiz music, you can put your own music in the background. And you can put a leaderboard. See, after 2 questions, he has put a leaderboard. If you do not want, you can remove the leaderboard, or you can add a leaderboard. So that's all. And you have to give the answer, right? So which is the correct answer? Or Mentimeter is the correct answer. So yeah, that's it. Like this, you can add all these types of questions. So I'll stop here. And what you have to do, you have to, if you are doing a live one like we have done now, just click on present. The moment you say present, it will start presenting. So now you have to tell your students that, go to this menti.com and use that particular unique code, whatever code is there for your questionnaire, okay, for your quiz. So all right. And you can also share it with your students, so they can do it at their own pace, or they can do it live. It's up to you. So you can copy this link and share it to the students. Anyways, in either of the cases, you can get the results. So this is about Mentimeter, gaming assessment. You can make the assessment fun. Okay, probably I think another 5 minutes. I'll talk about, I just missed this fellow. So Testmos, I'll just talk about this and then I'll take questions. Right. So Testmos is another freely available, of course, free to a certain extent, but that's good enough. So 50 questions I can give in this, and 100 students can take the test. I repeat, 50 questions I can give, and 100 students can answer my test. I do not have these limitations in my Microsoft Forms or Google Forms. Please remember this. But Testmos has these limitations. But if your class strength is within 100, this is good. Build a test, try a demo test. So build a test. So I do not have a paid membership. So no limits. 50 questions per test or 100 responses per test. I already have told you. So I need not log in also. So test name. Okay. This will take me just 3 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Password. Now this is very important. You have to remember the password. Okay. Something I'll put. I'm now creating a test. Okay. Create test. Now, please remember this link, bookmark this page and write down your password. There is no way to recover the URL or password. Okay, so I'll copy this fellow, Control C. Readily available. Okay, this is very important. That's all. Apart from this, it's all simple. So adjust settings step by step. So now test name is this. Yeah, if you want to put some color scheme background, you can do that. So show all the test questions on one page. That's okay. These are the basic settings. Already it will be there. So if you want to take a timed test, look at this. Please look at this. How much time do test takers have to complete the test? You can put the timing. So timing is there. So this, how many times someone can take your test? One time. Okay. Next is questions. There are no questions right now, so you have to insert. What type of questions are there? Multiple choice, choose one, choose many, true or false, matching, fill in the blank. There are so many. So multiple choice. What is the question? Zoom is an example of. So don't think. So all the time, whenever I'm typing, I'm just going with Zoom. So that's okay. So Zoom is an example of. Yeah, recording is also okay, so I'll not give another option. Yeah, so now which is the correct answer? You have to click on this. So Zoom is an example of recording. Okay, how many points you want to give? 1, 2, 3, it's up to you. So I'll just say 2 points. Okay, so that's all. Next, insert true or false. Mentimeter is a gaming assessment. So true or false? The answer is true. How many marks you want to give this? Maybe let us say 2 points. That's it. So let us say it's over. That's enough. So now you can add more questions. As I have told you, we're running short of time. So you can add any number of questions from this. Maximum 50. Okay, maximum 50. So publish means publish the test. Publish. So test is published and available at, so this is a link, test link, Control C. Give it to your students and let them answer. So this is how it looks like. Enter your name. I'm the student. I'm now taking this test. Okay, Roshan. Start the test. I have 2 questions. So yeah, Zoom is an example of, let us say, assessment is what I put. Mentimeter is a gaming assessment. True. Submit. Now these settings will be there. Show the answers immediately after the test and all of that. So yeah, okay, that's it. So now he'll get to know that he has scored 2 out of 4, which is 50%. That is what the student will see. Now go to the instructor login. I have told you the URL with this one. You would have remembered this. Go to results. Now you can see candidate wise. He'll give you all the question wise data also, whether response grid, point grid. You can download all of this. So responses. What are the answers that they have given? All of this. See, you can download. Who has responded? What is the starting time? What is the ending time? How much time he has taken to answer that question, and all of that. If you want only points, you can download that. So he'll get the points earned, total points earned. You get all the information from this Excel sheet. So like this, 100 students can take one test. One test can have 50 questions maximum. Another beautiful, simple, beautiful tool for objective assessment, like your Microsoft Forms or Google Forms. So I guess, yeah. So more or less, I think I'm done. Edpuzzle, as I said, I'll try to give you the link. I'll give you the link. You can just go through it. It's I think 10-minute video. That's a beautiful tool. If you are interested in putting assessment in between the videos, in between your classes. Okay, Edpuzzle is really good. I'll share the link with the organizers right away. Okay, so I think I'm done. If you have any questions, I can take. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Amit sir, any questions? Please post it, sir.
Okay, then I have to look at this Microsoft Teams.
Amit sir. Okay, sir, we'll just wait for the questions. Meanwhile, I'll call Mr. Robin, sir, to say a few words about the program.
Hello, can you hear me? Arul, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Okay, so I've been asked to propose the vote of thanks. So shall I do it now, or you want me to wait until the questions are finished?
No, we can proceed, sir. If the questions comes, the questions can be posted by Mr. Amit.
Okay. Okay. So respected Mr. Chandra Rakesh Roshan, our invited speaker, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to be asked to propose the vote of thanks on the webinar on unleashing the power of online assessment. I, on behalf of the Department of Information Technology at the University of Technology and Applied Sciences and the entire team, and on my behalf would extend my hearty thanks to Mr. Chandra Rakesh Roshan for gracing us and sharing us with the importance and power of online assessment, and how physical classroom can change with multiple panel Zoom windows, and how it would support the teachers and the students along the way, and also how it would balance the real-time teaching with the asynchronous learning. And it has been a really wonderful session, sir, for the educators who've been looking for tips on online assessment. It's been a wonderful session, sir. Thank you very much. And a special thanks to Dr. Raza, the Dean, and Ms. Faisal Maskari Ahati for giving us all the support, and special thanks to the head of sections, Mr. Tariq, Dr. Davis, and Mr. Hosman for their moral support, guidance during the pandemic times. Event of such a kind would not happen if we don't work as a team. It's been really wonderful. Dr. Arul Kumar Nataraj, the chair of the staff development committee and the coordinator, has taken all the efforts in arranging the speaker, making arrangements, and to make this online session a wonderful one. And special thanks to the ETC team for their support as always. Were wonderful technical coordination support in terms of design, in terms of publication, printing, and all those stuff. Thank you very much. You've been an audience, a wonderful audience all through. Thank you very much. We hope to stay together during this safe and sound during this pandemic period. Hope to meet you all again in the future technical sessions. This is Robin Rohit signing off. Stay healthy, stay safe. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Robin. So now I call upon our HOS to present the certificate for the participants as a moment of saying thanks to him. Amit sir, can you present the certificate?
Thank you, Mr. Rakesh Roshan, for your thought-provoking and very informative information about online assessment. We thank you from UTAS IBRA. Hope to see you again.
Yeah, so thank you once again, the organizers, for having invited me to this event. So I hope it was beneficial to the participants. Edpuzzle link, I will share it with the organizers, Mr. Robin or Mr. Arul. So kindly share it to the candidates if they require it. So I'm sure it will be very helpful. Yeah. Thank you once again to everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much, sir.
Rakesh. Yeah,
Thank you so much
very
to all members.
Thank you all.